Hey everybody, Victor here. Now before I begin today's guide, I wanted to just say this. I keep a list of the countries that y'all have requested that I cover. Unfortunately, I've been hammering out videos over time and that list is getting shorter and shorter. So if you want to see something particular, request it. Just put it in a comment. I'm not going from top down, so it might very well be the next video. So let me know, otherwise you might see a Goslar video coming up soon, because why not? But that said, let's go ahead and get started. And if you like what you're watching, like and subscribe. Now, people that play the Livonian Order typically want to get the Baltic Crusader achievement. That achievement requires you get the Pontic Steppe, the Russia, and the Ural regions, own all of it, so no vassals, and make all of it Catholic. This includes the 3 non-colonized provinces and the 1 owned by Uzbek in here in the fog. Meaning, you have a lot of expanding to do. And you can do this with 1 of 2 countries. Either you can do it in the hard mode of the Livonian Order, and I know what one you are, because you're here watching Livonian Order, or the easy mode of Teutonic Order. Teutonic is easy because they can join the HRE, they don't have to do anything expand-wise or anything like that. They also don't have anyone gunning for them early on. They have military ideas, or traditions, and lastly, they can stop the Danzig event, meaning they don't have anything to worry about. You, on the other hand, are surrounded by enemies. You have Denmark, Novgorod, and Lithuania all right next to you, all wanting your land, all willing to destroy you for it. Meaning, you're in a bad position. On top of that, you can't join the HRE without going through the Teutonic Order themselves. And if that wasn't bad enough that they had military ideas or traditions, meaning they can punch above your weight class, you can't stop the Danzig event. Meaning if you don't do it soon, you have to go through Poland, making it just 50 times better. The good news is that Poland actually getting it typically will result in it being an easier game for you. However, it kind of depends, and this guide is designed to get you the achievement so you can join the 1.2% of people that have done it, but more important than that, actually let you play the Livonian Order without wanting to pull your hair out. So let's get started. First things first, the estates. You guys have seen this before, so you don't need to go through everything. Keep this open for the burgher loans. Keep this open for strong duchies. Keep these 2 open for expansionist zealotry once you should get it. Don't get it now. And for enforced unity of faith. That'll help you convert at the cost of unrest in non-true faith provinces. Now, you're going to first expand into Novgorod. So it would be nice to have expansionist zealotry, right? No. While you're expanding here first, because Russia's going to get it otherwise, you are then going to spend about 100 years expanding here. From Sweden and Finland to the Teutonic Order and Poland and Lithuania, you're expanding into Catholic countries, meaning it's going to penalize you if you take it now, and you're likely not going to be able to revoke it. So do not grant expansionist zealotry until you're done securing your base in the Finnish as well as the Ruthenian and Baltic regions. And then you're ready to expand into Russia proper, and then you take it. The last thing to say about the privileges is, if you noticed, you're slightly below 5%. So if you have a mission to get you development, great. Dev anywhere. Dev wherever it tells you to do. If you don't, that's fine. Just be sure you go in here and you dev something. The top here, the top coast, and this little island, they're all grassland. They're all grain grassland provinces. So it does not matter. Just dev something somewhere to get yourself to 5 to drop these penalties down. While the only one that really matters right now is tax, that actually matters right now. I know, tax matters. It's weird. Now that that's done and dusted, let's go ahead and talk about the army, the navy, and everything else about that. So, army, hire 5 infantry, make your ruler into a general. Doesn't matter if he's good or not. You still want him to be a general. And yes, you are going to be 2 over force limit. No, you are not hiring mercenaries. I will get to that in a second. You are making your ruler into a general because he sucks. He sucks. He sucks so bad. And you want to get rid of him. He's 58, so hopefully he'll just retire quickly. Unfortunately, he might choose to live a little bit. Making him a general accelerates the process. Now, do not choose a focus yet on terms of your monarch generators. While it is true, you don't want to be behind in military, Your next heir might be a 066 or a 606, and if you're focusing on mill, you're going to fall dreadfully behind in whatever that is. Wait until you see what your heir is. It's going to take about a day to figure that out. So just wait. It's not worth rushing. Now, the reason you are not hiring mercenaries is you start off with 10 professionalism. Now, if you remember, you hired 5, meaning you only have 4,000 to spare, and 1 click is 3,000. You have 2 clicks. So either you hire a mercenary and you lose manpower, or you go over your cap and you don't get the ticking. Just save the mercenaries, get them later. You'll be fine. You won't lose that much money. Next, go ahead and just drop your army maintenance to 0, drop your fleet maintenance to 0, and mothball all your forts. As I said before, you do have people that want to take your land. It's going to take Denmark some time to get a claim on you, and by that time you should have an ally to protect you. More importantly, if they do declare and you don't have an ally at that point, you're already having enough problems. These forts are not going to save you. They're just not. Lastly, mothball your fleet, because honestly, pay as little as humanly possible. You're not expanding in a war anytime soon. You have a couple of years. So go ahead, turn everything off, bankroll as much money as you can. If you want, you can even delete everything but your transports, but you may want these other ships. It's up to you. Personally, I don't like keeping the galleys or the light ships. Fundamentally, they cost too much to be worthwhile, and generally speaking, I'll forget about the light ships, declare war, and they'll be sunk. So it's not worth it. So I keep the transports in case I need to move around. Beyond that, don't bother. And with that, you're done with the army. Go ahead and rival Novgorod back, simply because why not? It's easier to. They're not going to find any extra allies because of that. And now let's talk about diplomacy. What you're doing here is you're trying to use the rival system to find the best rivals available. And you have a couple of options, depending on who rivals who. From Hungary and Bohemia here, to Poland even, and Muscovy. All of them are options. Now it is easiest for you, long term, to destroy Poland and Lithuania. It is easier. However, if you want to, if you think that your luck is going to be with Poland, you can ally Poland if they rival Denmark. The reason why is Denmark, they threaten you, which means they want to protect you because they want to stop Denmark. So you just do the same thing that you're going to do with this. You just do it for Poland with Denmark. Everyone else, if you notice, Muscovy, they tend to rival Lithuania. Hungary, they tend to rival Poland. Bohemia, they tend to rival, in this case, Denmark, sometimes Poland, meaning they can all be useful to you in some situation during some of the wars. You simply need to pick which ones. Obviously, the safest bets for you, long term, are Muscovy and Bohemia, but as you can see here, they're not going to help you with Poland and Lithuania. So in my case, I'm going with Hungary and Muscovy. If Bohemia rivals Poland, great, go Muscovy, Bohemia. Just look at your situation and determine who is the best bet. Then, find their rival and scornfully insult them. Oh, almost messed that up. Scornfully insult the rival of whoever it is you want to make happy. In this case, since Hungary is mad at Bohemia, and I want to keep Bohemia as an option just in case Hungary gets PU'd, I'm going to insult Poland because I'm not going with Poland. And then I'm waiting for my diplomats to come back, and it's time to unpause. And as I said, day 2, I get to find out what I'm getting as a heir. I recommend strongly that you end up going with the merchant's son. The reason why is because of money. Money is a great thing to have. You always want to have money. 2, the event that merchant's son gets is free mercantilism, which is a nice thing to have. The other ones of note that you can get, by the way, are the talented theologian, and the foreign noble. The foreign noble random event that can come up is 50 free diplo power. The talented theologian is 50 admin power. Local preacher is just prestige and money, and honestly, if you're getting money, you can get money here. The last one that's really nice about this, and I'm going to go ahead and click it and then pause so I can talk about this, is the loyalty. Now, if you go in here, you'll notice there's something that's changed with the loyalty. Somebody's going to be mad. It's not the clergy. One of the states is going to be mad by whoever it is you pick. Some of them will even cause two people to be mad. However, if you notice, the burghers are now 50-50. This means on the next monthly pulse, when it changes everything, when you gain loyalty, etc., you will suddenly find yourself being able to revoke patronage of the arts, and then regrant patronage of the arts for 15 more prestige. I'm saying this because if you get a mission to get 30 prestige for 50 admin power, you can do that very, very, very quickly this way. I just wanted to point that out. Now, moving on. I am simply waiting for my diplomats to come back, and then I'm going to send them back out to improve relations with Hungary and with Muscovy. And I'm simply waiting for them to ally me. To make this faster, use your merchants here and set them to establish communities. This improves relation plus 15%. It'll make it so their opinion goes up 15% faster. The faster they go up, the faster they ally you, the faster you're able to move on and do other things. And as you can see, Hungary should be somewhere in here. Oh, I forgot. It's Bohemia that's in here. Hungary is not. So you're going to have to take the slow and steady approach with Hungary. If you're going to do this, you can do this with Bohemia or Poland if you so choose. You can't quite reach Hungary, unfortunately. That being said, it's fine. You're just waiting. And with that, it's time to wait until I get an alliance offer. And then I can move forward from there. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording and skip to when I get the alliance and then show you the next step. See you guys in about 4 months. And welcome back. I just got the alliance with Muscovy. It took longer than normal. However, it's fine. Now that I have the alliance with Muscovy, I'm going to get my diplomat back. I'm now going to go into the merchant, set him instead of being nice, he's going to be mean. I'm going to then have him start getting a spy network down on Novgorod. This speed is important. The fact is that the longer it takes for you to get allied to Muscovy and then a claim down on Novgorod, there is an increasing likelihood that Muscovy is going to declare on Novgorod to get their core back over here. Once that happens, it's a race. Because you're trying to get a few provinces from Novgorod that really matter and will determine how easy your run is going to be. Namely, whether Muscovy will become Russia. Because if they become Russia, they become a lot stronger. And you don't want that to happen. So at this point, I'm going to then wait until I either have the Hungarian alliance here, and it's going to depend on how long it takes for them to flip over to being friendly, and get my claim down, and whichever happens first is what's going to be taken care of first. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it again. I'll see you guys when I'm ready to move on. And welcome back. So, got the claim down on Novgorod. Muscovy had already declared, but this time on Tver. The reason why is because, well, Novgorod allied Tver, and they also allied Lithuania, which means Muscovy couldn't attack Novgorod directly. Otherwise, they'd be fighting Lithuania too. So instead, they attacked Tver to break Novgorod and then take out Lithuania separately. And then 2 days later, Lithuania fell under a PU. Because of course they did. So now it's time to increase the maintenance and get ready for this fight. And basically what I'm aiming for is not just taking a bunch of land. It's taking, hopefully, 3 provinces. Ingermanland, Neva, and Novgorod. These 2 are to let me have a land walkthrough to Finland. This is because this is an expansion path for me, and it would be easier to not have to rely on cogs, especially when I'm fighting Denmark, who is going to absolutely sink my navy. However, Novgorod here is to prevent Russia from forming. Without Novgorod, Muscovy can't do anything. So I'm going to go ahead and spend a couple of months, get my morale up, get ready, and then declare my own war, and hopefully get in there and take what I need. So, I'll be back in just a minute. And welcome back. So, war's over. Didn't actually have to fight anything. Muscovy walked right in and just stack wiped their army and carpet sieged them. So I'm taking as much money as I can and the land that I need. Unfortunately, I couldn't get Neva, but I'll get that in the next one. And I'm not willing to wait any longer, even though I could just sit there and camp out and wait for Muscovy to peace out, because I can grab this alliance with Hungary. And by the way, keep improving with Muscovy during the war. Now, if you notice, Their opinion with me is 146. It just dropped by 20 because of aggressive expansion. The reason why is they absolutely wanted Novgorod. They absolutely wanted Ingermanland. But I denied them that. So they are quite mad about it. So you need to keep their opinion high. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and pull them back. It's only 3. But make sure you don't forget to increase your opinion with them. If you forget, they're suddenly not going to be overly willing to remain your ally. And if they suddenly break, you might be attacked and you might be done. So just be aware of that. Don't get caught off guard. Now, Poland just attacked the Teutonic Order because they can do that. This is what happens if they don't get any strong allies. In this case, they just got unlucky. However, most times they're not going to. They're going to end up allying Hungary. And you attack the Teutonic Order in one of a couple of circumstances. In this case, as soon as possible, because Poland is going to take as much of this land as possible. They're not going to hold back, so you should run in and grab as much of this as you can, either now or very quickly. To help facilitate that, move your merchant up here to collect from trade. Doesn't really matter from which one, but I'm going to go ahead and say Krakow. This guy, make sure you switch him back. I forgot to before the war. But once the guy arrives here, you're going to set him to hostile trading too. This will get you a faster spy network down on the Teutonic Order. And then also, if you can, rival them. Everything here speeds it up. And now, while I have Hungary as an ally option, don't just simply take Hungary. Start increasing your opinion here with Bohemia. If Hungary falls under a PU, which can happen in about 5 years, you may need to switch tack very quickly. While there's only a 25% chance they choose to become a PU, it's better to have the option to immediately switch over to Bohemia than be stuck. The other option is to simply find Austria or Brandenburg or somebody else that is willing to ally you that won't have a problem. In this case, I can get both of these guys relatively easily. So I'm going to go ahead and get first Brandenburg, and then I'll work on Bohemia while I'm getting this spy network down. So I will get this going, and I will see you guys in a few minutes. And welcome back. That took a bit, simply because I was sitting on forts forever. And they immediately went, oh, we're at war with you too, and beelined it up here, causing me some casualties and all my professionalism. But it's over. I won. I'm taking everything, taking their money. If you look, yeah, I'll have a one-person coalition, but that's fine. The idea of which is now I can go here and improve my relations with Austria and try and join the HRE. Because now I can actually connect my capital through this route to the Empire. Once that's done, I can then release the Teutonic Order and reconquer their land, if I so desire, including, well, it looks like they lost him. I thought he'd conquered it from him, but he didn't. He bought it. Okay, now I just need to go up here and finish off these rebels, which, yay. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready for my next fight, which is going to be against the Polish and Lithuanians, which is going to be, a rather large fight between myself, Muscovy, and Hungary, who remained independent. So, lucky me. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it while I get ready, get this fort resieged, and get ready for the next little bout of ours. See you soon. And welcome back, everybody. So I spent the time getting some claims down. Namely, I got a couple here that I can actually reach in Lithuania. I got one up here, so if I wanted to go into Sweden with Finland, I absolutely can. And lastly, I got one directly on Poland. The reason why is because, well, Poland decided I was being too aggressive and warned me. Well, they want to warn me, they absolutely can, but that doesn't help if I'm declaring war on them. This is why you end up with these allies. You get Muscovy to attack from the east, Hungary to attack from the south, you to attack from the north, or Bohemia instead of Hungary. And if you can get Brandenburg in, great. Brandenburg's not coming in, but that's still perfectly fine. It really doesn't matter. And Austria, just to say it, they're just being stubborn. they will eventually change their mind once I am large enough to ally them. In this case, though, it is time to move in and start taking the land that is rightfully mine. So I'm going to go ahead and fight this fight. I will bring you guys back when I'm done, but see you guys then. And welcome back. So, war's over. Didn't really lose anybody. So I'm able to piece this out. I'm not taking more to keep my aggressive expansion down, and I actually have to keep myself relatively contained until I can join the HRE. But this will give me some money, it'll give me some land, it'll give me a vassal to release. This is good enough. And there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and immediately release this vassal, because that'll give me cores to reconquer, and I'm going to move up here and take these guys out. I am now able to move on Novgorod, if I want to. I'm going to go ahead and call in and promise Muscovy some land. I'm going to do this right after I'm done wiping out these rebels, because then I can immediately go in and take the 2 provinces I'm actually interested in. Everything else, I'm giving Muscovy. They're going to love me. I highly recommend you make Muscovy love you too. And with that, let's go. This guy I'm going to break there. And there we go. That is the extent of all that I am doing when it comes to Novgorod. So at this point, I'm going to actually have to pause it again, because, of course, I'm going to have to. And I will see you guys once I have figured out exactly everything that happened when I did that. So I'll see you guys soon. And welcome to the end result. I'm going to end up only taking 1 of the 2 provinces, giving the rest pretty much to Muscovy, for the sole reason that I'm getting 12 favors, or sorry, 16 favors. This will help me expand in other directions if I so choose, which is always a nice thing to have. As you can see, I need to start improving my relations with them a bit, because it's trickled down a bit. And there we go, that's fired. And now I just need to go back to working on Austria. See, I let my aggressive expansion go up. I didn't get into the HRE yet, because I can't ally them yet. But it's time to try and fix that, so I'm going to keep insulting their rivals until they get that they should probably ally me, because I'd be an amazing ally. Other than that, it's simply picking my next target. My next target would probably be up here in Sweden, but as you can tell, I need to be a bit cautious in how much land I end up taking. Otherwise, I'm going to end up being precluded from the HRE, which can be a problem if I want to expand for easy land in the HRE. And that's basically what I'm doing at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording, see if I can get into the HRE, show you what I do after that point, take on Sweden, etc., and get to the end point of this guide. See you soon. And welcome back. So I wasn't able to join the HRE. Maybe you guys will have better luck, but Austria got him all the way up to 189 opinion. He just wasn't interested. Too many allies. Either way, I was very, very close. If I didn't take as much land, especially from Lithuania here, I probably would have been able to get in. However, it's going to depend entirely on your game. In this instance, I'm not going to bother. I would simply declare on Sweden, calling in Muscovy with promise of land, and I'd give them actual Swedish clay while I take Finland with Viborg down here in order to get myself a second vassal that I can then feed cores to. As far as down here, I'm almost ready to go after Poland and Lithuania again to feed my vassal, but also to try and continue to break Poland as they should be broken. And that's about it. So unfortunately, I couldn't show you what to do in the HRE, and basically what it is you're just going to keep expanding. Wolgast having this is obviously an issue. You'll be able to take that if you can join the HRE. That's effectively what you're trying to do. By being able to expand into here and then into here, you're taking out relatively weak countries. That'll give you a method of continuing to move forward, and you'll have protection by Austria from anybody over here. Meaning, it doesn't matter if you're allied to them or not. It doesn't matter if Austria is allied to you. As long as he's not rival to you, he'll protect you. Again, unfortunately, I couldn't show you that in this video, but you should be fine in your game, so long as you get them high in opinion early enough so that they're willing to ally you, or, in this case, they would have gotten Hungary, taken out Bohemia, and then probably rivaled Poland. But, at this point, As I did last time, I'm going to bring up another run-through I did during testing of all this, where I myself got this achievement. So you guys can watch basically the steps I did to take it if you want to watch it. But I figured it's a good send-off. So, with that, let me go ahead and bring it up for you guys. And here we go. So, in this one, I was able to join the HRE, got the Emperor's Protection, but everything else played out pretty much exactly the same. But I'm going to go ahead and give this a start. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope if you enjoy the videos, like and subscribe. I will definitely be making more of them. However, if you want to see any particular countries, any mechanics, let me know in a comment below. Be more than happy to make it for you. But other than that, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day.